Hello. In this lesson, we are starting to learn how to write capitalized letters in Russian language. As long as you know already from my lecture, from my lessons, how to write lowercase letters, it will be much easier for you to practice with words. We are going to take a lot of names because always we use capitalized letters in names when you write names. And today I just picked the first 5 letters from Russian ABC, and we are going to take a look how do we write them, in capital. So I picked the letters A, B, V, G, D, and Y. Okay, so and we will see how do we do it. We start with A. As usual, I put my headers and baseline and then the main slant angle lines. And we start with R. And I would say that it's pretty easy, and you know how to write it. Actually, we have this letter in English alphabet as well. So I practically write like very big R and then horizontal stroke. That's it. So once again, big R. Big R. So this is not A, not English A, this is Russian R. Okay? So if you want, you can practice, but you know how to write this letter. And I mean, I show you the most easiest way how to write it. Of course, your Russian teacher probably will tell you that there are another more fancy way how to write capitalized letters. Sometimes Russians really prefer to write very beautiful capitalized letters, but I kind of like this simplify letters, okay? So let's take a look. How do we use it with the name? I picked the name, short name Anya. I would like you to practice with ya as well. Anya. It's a diminutive form of the verb of the noun of the word Anna. So Anya. We write big A, then horizontal dash, then we write N. So N was introduced in lesson 10, and then we finish with Ya from lesson 12. Ya, Anya. So now your turn. Pause my video and just write this word couple of times, this name, Anya. Pronounce it loudly. Ya is important to the end. Anya, not Anna, Anya. Okay, and when you finish, go back to my lesson and we will take a look at another letters. Letter B. So for letter starting with B, I will show you like very often we are going to use the same hook, the same move, the same stroke. It's like that. So this stroke you will see, we will repeat it very often with many Russian capitalized letters. So I just write this stroke from bottom to top, and then I finish with kind of horizontal hook, down looking hook, like that. You see? So these are my first 2 movements. So next what I'm going to do, I will finish it with kind of half oval, half circle, like that. And this is my letter B. So please practice with this. It's not difficult at all. We start from the bottom. Then roof, I call it roof, and then half an oval. So once again, okay? So pause my video and practice with this B. Write it a couple of times. Keep in mind this is Russian B, 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 and then we will see how we use it when we write Russian name. So I picked the name Borya. It's a diminutive form from the name Boris, Borya. We start with B, then we put connector. We connect O, following letters O, connector again. Then we write R. I introduced R in lesson Where was it? In lesson 4. So if you want, you can rewatch my lesson 4. So this is R, and then I finish with Ya, like that. Боря. Now your turn. Pause my video and just write couple of times this name Боря. Боря. Okay? When you finish practicing, go back to my video and continue watching. Next letter, letter V. You know how to write this letter, it's English B. But keep in mind, you have to repeat it always, it's V, letter V. So how to write it again? We use the same stroke I showed you before, and we finish it with two ovals, like that. Okay, so once again. Yeah, connected sometimes, once again. So it's really easy. Try to do it like quickly and very with one or practically in this case with two moves. One move and another move. Something like that. Okay, so keep in mind this is V, letter V, sound V. And now let's look how can we write a name with this letter. I picked the name Vova, so diminutive form from Vladimir. I picked the name Vova because you are going to write V twice. And you have to keep in mind that this is not B, but V. Okay, so we start with capitalized V. This is our movement. 1, 2. Then we put connector, oval as O. And then we write lowercase v again, something like that. Connector, and we finish with a, Vova. So now I really need you guys to practice with this. Okay, pause my video and write it at least 10-15 times. And every time when you finish the name, say it loudly, pronounce it loudly, Vova. It's really V, it's not B anymore. Vova, Vova. Okay, please do it, please practice. When you finish, go back to my video. Next letter is letter G. Guys, very easy to write. You remember B? You remember how we did it with B? So those are our moves. Move number 1, so there's hook. And then you remember I showed you kind of roof, like this down-looking hook, like that. That's it. That is the letter G in Russian language. Sometimes we have to put connector, obviously, because we have to connect following letters. This is G. Please practice. It's just two moves, you know? One move, another move. And again, something like that. Yeah? So try to keep this main slant angle. Try to keep angle with this G. Okay? Pause my video, practice with G, and then come back, and we will see how do we use it in name, when you write a name. So I picked the name Gena. So this is short form of Gennady, Gena. So we start with G. One move, second move. Now we have to connect A. We connect our A. Now we write N from lesson 10. N. And we finish with A. Oval and hook. Gena. This is Gena. So pause my video and write this word at least 10 times and pronounce loudly. Gena. Okay? Keep in mind, so only capitalized letter goes above the upper space. You have to keep all other letters between these two horizontal lines, between header and baseline, and keep the angle. So they all must be in the same angle. Okay? Practice, and when you finish with practicing, go back to my video. Next letter is letter D. It's scary looking letter and it's pretty difficult to write down. So I really guys need you to practice with this. It's about discipline, it's about organization, it's about practicing. So we start with the same move I showed you many times before. You remember this move when we start our letter G, B, and or ver, and we start with this move again. This is our move. This is our first hook. Next, I will do the very tricky stuff. I will create kind of loop. Look, like that. You see the loop. And then I move first to my right side and then I will create kind of turn, kind of huge big half oval, like that. You see? And then I will just follow this oval and I will finish with small hook, like that. So this is Russian D. We really need to practice with this, guys. I mean, this is difficult letter. Okay, so once again, look, how are our movements? Yeah, connector. So here, loop, oval, and hook. Once again, loop, oval, and hook. Okay, so pause my video and please write this letter D 10-15 times. Really practice with this, and after that go back to my video and we have one more letter to cover. So for practicing with the, I picked the name Dima, which is short form, diminutive form of Dmitry. So Dima, we start with the, you know already how to write it, you practiced a lot. This is the, then I put my connector, no, and then E. Very easy to write, E. Now I connect M, and I finish with A, oval and hook. So this is Dima, okay? Your turn. So you know what to do. Practice with this word. Write it down many times, like 10 times, and say loudly, Dima, Dima, okay? And after practicing, go back because we have still the letter A to practice with. Letter A. So you know this letter. We have it in English as letter E as well. So how do I write this letter A? Something like that. Something like that. Okay? So this is my A. So practice a little bit. No? Practice a little bit, and then we will look at name when we start with A. So I picked the name Yeva, which means Eva, actually. Yeva. Yeva. So I start with Ye, and then I connect to V. So this is my V connector, and I finish with A, Yeba. So please write it many times. You can write it almost the entire word with one move. Keep in mind that middle letter is V, not B anymore. Yeva, Yeva. Okay, practice a lot, and when you finish, I recommend you actually, guys, so you know already the 5 capitalized letters, take another Russian words and just write them by starting with a capitalized letter. Just start more practicing. Okay. I see you again in my next lesson. Goodbye.